with the parking lot across the street. So it's not regarding purchase, it's regarding the rehabilitation. This morning during their board meeting, the board of directors for the Alliance did approve and entering into the agreement of sale that has been negotiated with the family.
With that then, I take it you're willing to make a motion for us to sign a letter of support for this grant application.
I would second that.
Roll call.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Gustafson?
Yes.
Mr. Moon?
Yes.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yes.
Mrs. Kruger?
Yes. Thank you for coming, Marilyn. And now you've got both requests. All right. I take it this other is not any business. Information. Okay. We're going to call on members of the public for any information or for any discussion they want to have. We have Mr. Deal for that. Well, all right. He left a flyer with us, and is this just an announcement, or do they want something from us?
I think I talked to Butch about that. The memorial over there?
Yeah.
Just a dedication, isn't it, Butch?
Okay, and they're not asking for anything from the city, it's just kind of an announcement to let us know it's going to happen.
Yeah, the only thing they're going to need is a little bit of traffic control, and they talked to Bob about that also.
Okay. And I see they're saying that they're hoping to do this the 1st of June.
Right.
Okay.
Putting up a new memorial or a new monument of some type, or new plaque, or?
It's a new stone, like the Vietnam stone. It'll be on the right side when you're looking directly at it, and it's for the Gulf War.
Yeah.
And we already have the footer installed.
Okay. Well, that's nice. And I'm sorry he left before we got here. Ava Ho?
I was just returning.
Okay. Suzette Jolly?
Observing also, thank you very much.
All right. Mr. Deeman?
Council, Mayor, I have a few things to go through real quick. I want to give you an update on the fountain. We met with the Flair Fountain, who's our contractor for the fountain, last Wednesday morning. Butch and I met with them at the site, went over some specifics, and everything seems to be moving along. They're going to redo the footprint so that it's more accurate. We moved a couple of where the utilities and that come in, so the new drawings will reflect that. We have the upcoming Wine Fest April 5th at Dan Heath's building in Bessler. He donated the hall free of charge, so that's where our next Wine Fest is going. So there's going to be posters, tickets, and all that going. This we can generate quite a bit of money there. We also have been doing more personalized letters that we've been sending out. We sent out our first 45. We've gotten back a return of $1,400 in less than a week. And we also got, and we like to keep this in there, in-kind services. With one of those letters, Schneider Electric stepped up to the plate for in-kind services. So they're going to take care of all the electric from the weatherhead down to the control panel that we did. So that's going to save the fountain a few $1,000s in itself. So again, any in-kind services are helping us bring this project, so our goal is to do dedication. If the citizens step up and we get it for Oral Heritage, we think as a committee that we're going to meet that deadline. So we're liking to, everybody in the city to step up, and they have. So we're, steadily raising money, and we're going to continue. Now it brings me to my next subject. I am a project manager for Deep Harbor Properties. They're out of New York. They own a building in Franklin that was just had a fire recently, less than a week ago. That puts me as the general contractor on the job. In the past, I've not voiced this about the Oil City Fire Department in Franklin. Franklin Department and Oil City did a phenomenal job in controlling that fire. So I'm kind of at the point here where, I was one of these ones that behind the scenes, like, we really need that ladder truck. It's just, with everybody else that had one in the area, we are fortunate in Oil City and Franklin to have a paid fire department. We are fortunate, and I've changed my mind because I was there at the fire. I've been there since then. Franklin had the back of the building, which allowed nothing for the front. And it could have been a disaster. Oil City showed up. They actually got there about the same time I did, set up on the front. The losses at that building without those 2 trucks would have been 10 times what they are. So I'd like to, and on behalf of the owners, they wanted to make sure that Franklin, as well as Oil City, knew how much they appreciated the effort that was put forward. So the in-kind service makes a huge difference in there. So they wanted to make sure that Oil City Council, as well as Franklin, knew that they're very appreciative on that.
I had heard that before, but we're glad to hear it again publicly.
So they want to make sure, and there's a lot of us out there that didn't think we need that truck, and, or we could have used somebody else's, but really, full time, they responded right away. If we had to wait for the volunteers to respond, they have to go to their building and come back up. They could have been worse. So I just wanted to let Steve know, and then the rest of them, how much was appreciated. So now it brings me to the last thing. One of my contractors on the job, and this brings up the discussion a couple weeks ago we had about the RDA, the Brody block, how I feel that, and I'm sure there's others that feel, we don't need any more green space. We need something that's back on the books, tax thing. Kay Hopwood's asking for any help she can get. Well, one of my contractors on the job down there came up to me and handed me this, and some of you have seen this. I'm sure Ron has. The bid from Claypack. And if nobody's seen it, I have copies there.
Oh, we all have a copy.
Mr. Claypack came to me and he wanted to make sure I voiced the opinion for him. He couldn't be here tonight. So I'm kind of like putting this out there so that the council is very aware of all his intentions. And he went down through this. So very quickly, you've seen the proposal. The thing that he wanted to say is he's had very little contact. Kay Hopwood called him today a half an hour before I came over here, and he relayed some of her comments. He would really love, and we talked about, you want to bring somebody in that can help tear this building down? He wants to develop the site. His price is $129,500 to tear the building down. And he conveyed this to Kay Hopwood today, that that was not including filling the property full, but that he would, because he wanted to develop it at his own cost, he would fill the lot and compact it every 8 inches because he wants to develop that lot. And part of his proposal is that if he was the contractor, he could be in there within 10 days, have the building on the ground within 2 weeks, hauled out within 2 weeks. And what he wanted was just and this is in the contract, and we need to, like, move forward and guide him as much as he can. He wants $70,000 down, and the balance within 60 days of the completion of the building being down. And he said he was willing to work with that. He wants to develop the land, and he has conveyed myself today, and Mr. Moon is also aware of that, of how he wants to develop that land. But he's not willing to bring it out because he doesn't have the land. It's a great development, and it'll happen within 2 years. And he's asking here, and there were some other, he's asking for a tax exempt till the building, till the building is built and it's back up and on the tax rolls. He doesn't feel that he's been heard out there of what's going on.
But the thing about that is, first of all, he's dealing with the Redevelopment Association, and they don't have the power to give that permission, like for the city or the county or the school district.
Right.
So you know, that's a negotiation between them that really should be private until they come to the.
Well, he asked me to bring this out because he doesn't feel, he feels like, and I think he's right. You know, when Leo Gar brought his company to the head, everybody jumped on it. The Derek, everybody else, this was the thing. Now he asked me to voice his opinion because he could not
Okay.
be here.
All right.
But again, I also voiced my opinion as a registered voting member and a citizen of Oil City. We don't need green space. We need somebody to come in that wants to develop. He wants to develop. He wants to sit down and talk and do this. So, and I know that the RDA, I don't know what the legal aspect is, but KHOP would ask for anybody that had any input going forward. Mr. Claypack said that after he did this, he had a little bit of discussion with Councilman Gustafson. He has not had any with anybody until KHOP would today, and he had with Mr. Fedoric, and that's it. He felt that he wasn't, and he felt that council should review this.
I agree with you. Unless I'm incorrect on this, it's redevelopment authority property. And I mean, certainly, I suppose council could express its desires, but the truth of the matter is, it's a redevelopment authority issue, and if Mr. or anybody wanted to bring it up, they should really talk to the redevelopment authority. I understand your points, and they're well taken, but this is really.
Well, in the end, it's up to the legal part of it. But the RDA was developed from, the RDA was developed by the City of Oil City Council members.
Right.
So in with
It's a
guidance
legal
from there. I
entity
know.
of its own.
Right, I understand that. And they're just looking for guidance.
All right.
I was asked to bring it
Your
forward.
comment is well taken, but the bottom line is that this is a negotiation between he
Understood.
and them. And Mr. Gard did get publicity because he did it at a public
Understand.
redevelopment meeting as opposed to just free.
Understand.
And you have to give him credit, he did step on it.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that I was asked to step up, and this is a
Okay.
public forum as well, okay?
All right, thank you. Mr. Milberg. Cindy McBride? Here she left.
She must have.
Oh, all right, I know she had used alternatives, I have no idea what she was coming back. Okay, nobody else out there have anything for tonight?